Hey, what's up, guys? Happy 2021. This is Mr. Joshua with my very first custom Gundam MSA review for 2021. So, as you can see in front of you, this is my custom team that I am currently working on. This is called the Gundam Team Red, and it consists of 3 mobile suits. You have a custom RX-78 in the middle, and 2 custom GMs. With the 2 GMs, what I did to create these 2 figures is I just bought 2 version 1.5 Gundams. Same model, same figure as this dude right here. But the only thing that I did was in a weird way, I kind of like demodified them. I turned them from RX-78s down to GMs. And it was very simple to do. All you literally do is just take the figure apart, cut off the little pouches all the way around. And you can even cut down the side pouches too if you want. In this case, I didn't because I wanted them to be kind of in between a regular GM and an RX-78. And so after I was done there, I sanded down the patches so you can't really see them. And then I took some clear coat, matte clear coat, and I clear coated the torso. So that way the paint can have something to kind of, grip onto. And I painted it, gave both, figures about 2 or 3 coats of paint. Then after that, I gave another matte clear coat. And since I'm heavily into resin casting, I was able to resin cast 2 brand new head sculpts for these figures. So these GM heads that you see here, they are custom head sculpts that I molded and resin casted and painted. And in my opinion, they came out pretty well. Now, of course, with that resin casting, if you don't have the proper machines to get all the bubbles out, you are going to have some bubbles here and there. Sometimes you won't, sometimes you don't. With me, every now and then I will get bubbles, especially on smaller parts that I resin cast because I don't have a pressure machine. And one of the reasons why I haven't bought one yet is because I'm kind of afraid to get a pressure machine. And if I get one of those, there's a good chance I can overload the pressure and fucking destroy my garage. That's probably worst case scenario. But besides that, these figures that you see here came out pretty nice. I really like the way that they're coming out. And after all these figures are done, all 3 of them are going to be battle scarred. Because I want this whole entire group to look like they've been through hell and back. So we're going to start off the battle scarred one first. I've actually done a video review on him like a long time ago. So I'll just make him short, sweet, and to the point. This was the first one that I did about 3 years ago, give or take, back in California. It took me a couple hours to get the battle scarring down just right. I want him to look like he's been through extensive battle. And he's really battle scarred. Very customized. Did a lot of hard work just to make him look like he's been just disgusting battle scarred, all that great shit. And I even gave the visor. I made it more of metallic purple instead of green. I thought metallic purple would have looked pretty fucking sweet. I like it. I really like that crater inside his chest. Pretty realistic in my opinion. Next, we have a version 1.5 custom GM that I made myself. Just got done painting him about 2 weeks ago, and I gave him, 2 clear coats. On his little beam rifle here, I took off the little scope. And the reason I took the scope off is because, 1, it's going to be battle scarred anyways, and 2, I needed a sculpt for my Cyborg Spider-Man that I'm doing right now. He won't be done for another couple weeks, I think. But besides that, it's basically what the other GM looks like before I end up battle scarring it. I gave him a matte clear coat all over the torso, but for some weird reason it's still, a little bit shiny. It is what it is, though. I don't mind. It's going to be battle scarred. He has his little booster still intact. Now the joints are actually a whole lot better than the version 1s. Even has the swivel right in there, so that's pretty nice. It's missing the beam sabers, but it's not a problem. I can probably resin cast and mold those if I wanted to. I probably won't. But you know, there's always a good chance. Pretty good articulation on the head joint. And with this guy, I gave him more of a metallic blue for the visor. It's pretty nice. I like it. Now for the fun part, this is my custom RX-78 red. And the reason why I call him RX-78 red is because obviously he's red. You know, he has the same, you know, color scheme as the GMs. Hence the reason why the group is called the Gundam Red Team. And I did some you know, fairly good work on this figure. A lot of paint. You know, it's basically the same paint job as I did for all three of them. I took the body apart. I didn't cut off the little pouches all around. I actually painted those more of a ship gray, if you will. I think that's what the Gundam color is called, something like that. I painted the little V thing on his head. I painted it all red, front and back. I gave him GM cannon shoulder pads, the Space GM. I think that's what he's called. You know, the big, giant, bulky Space GM. That's, you know, gray and green. You know, so he's a little bit more. He's got a little bit more, you know, armor than your, you know, regular RX-78. And these right here are actually resin casted too, so that's awesome. You can actually see a little bit of air holes that are left, which kind of suck, but since it's going to be battle scarred, it doesn't really matter. So the color scheme for him is white, gray, red, and a little bit of blue, which you can see in the eyeball. That's where I painted the blue. It's more of a bluish green. Let's see if we can. Here we go. Kind of a metallic bluish green for the eyes. I just didn't really want. I want this figure to look like different color-wise compared to the other RX-78s, you know. And I think it came out pretty nice. I really like the way the blue stands out. Pretty sexy. And the cool thing that I did here was I gave him his own custom dual machine gun slash shield. And all that I literally did was I took a regular RX-78 shield, and then I took a Heavy Arms version 1 machine gun, dual machine gun that he has on his shield, and I just took some super glue and I super glued that in there. And so now he can just literally patrol and you know, shoot down enemies and do whatever hell he does. Vroom, 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 vroom. I actually have a beam saber for this guy too, but I'm not really sure where it's at. But I'll find it. No big deal. But yeah, overall, I think I'm doing a pretty good job on these figures. You know, every single one of them has their own like distinct features. You know, going from a little bit of extra, you know, shoulder armor, custom gun, custom battle scarring. I think overall, it's gonna be a nice set. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm really digging the way that this RX-78 red looks. You know, it's pretty legit in my opinion. I can really see a figure like this being on the TV show, if the TV show is still going for the original Gundam series. But yeah, this is just it was a pretty easy project to get going. I actually bought this guy right here and this dude. I bought them both for both for $1 a piece last year back in November. I think I did a video review on that too. So for like with the shipping including, so for about $12 I got both those figures. So it was pretty good score for me. I was pretty happy about it. And yeah, very easy modifications to do. All you need is just, you know, some Gundam paint, version 1.5 RX-78s, and if you want to turn them GMs, get some GM heads. Real GM heads are actually very hard to get your hands on. And the reason why is, for some weird reason, it's always the GMs are the hardest units to find for MSIA line. And when you find them, people are always asking for a fucking arm and a leg for them. Oh, you want an RX-78 that's missing a shoulder pad? But that's fine by me. I'll sell it to you, but I'll sell it to you for about $40. Which, you know, it's pretty much how it is. And it's like, really, you're basically gonna charge me $40 for a Gundam, well, for a GM that's not even like complete. And even when they're complete too, that's when people go crazy on them. Oh, it's complete. It's still in the box. $50, $50. And it's like, dude, no, I'm not gonna spend $50 on a used figure in a box. I mean, $20 max, in my opinion. I think the maximum I ever spent on a GM was about $25, and that was like pushing the limit for me. But my wife found out you can take regular RX-78s and convert them to GMs. That was it for me. And I was like, all right, see you guys later, real GMs. I'm just gonna migrate to the RX-78s because they're cheaper, and it's basically like the same, you know, body type. Well, with the RX-78s, you know, version 1s, and the GMs, those figures are like literally the same sculpt. Maybe a little bit different when it comes to the lower legs. And that's about it. And the head, of course. But yeah, if you guys like my videos, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for a second video update for these 3 figures. Next time you see these guys, they're going to be all battle scarred. The GM, this guy right here, he's not going to be as battle scarred. This RX-78, he's going to have some, you know, extensive damage on him. Not bad, but, you know, extensive. Not as bad as this dude right here. But it's definitely going to be a treat to see all these guys finished, let me tell you. Pretty excited about it. And that's it for the review. If you guys like my videos, please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, and happy 2021.